Hey everybody, it's Alan at Golf Plus in Dothan, Alabama, and today I wanted to talk to you really briefly about bounce and grind. It's one of the most common questions that we get when it comes to wedges. I'm going to use the new Titleist SM9 line to talk about some of the different grinds, but of course all of the manufacturers offer some different offerings in terms of how much bounce and the different grinds that are there, and some of them have similar names and some of them have different names, so really you're just going to have to look at it and see. You could obviously go to the manufacturer's website, see what they call their grinds, and then of course we can help you as well here in store. So the most common grind really that you would have seen over the last 20 years is really no grind at all, and that's an F or a full sole wedge. So on this one there's absolutely no grind. It's just a full sole wide all the way across from the leading edge to the trailing edge, and so this is going to be more common in things like gap wedges, you know, your 46, 48, 50, 52, somewhere in there. You're going to see more full soles because there's going to be more turf interaction. You're going to be swinging the club through the turf. You're going to be hitting more full shots, and so you need some bounce to keep that club, because bounce at the end of the day is just that resistance to digging like we've talked about before. So we need to resist the fact we don't want that club to go in like a knife and kind of hang up and then pop out and release. So full sole wedges are going to be for more full shots and for folks that tend to dig in really heavy. So you might even get a full sole in your 56 or your 54 if you're taking those really big full swings, and you'll need more bounce for that if you take a lot of turf. The next bounce that we see, or the next grind that we see a lot, is the S grind. So this one, you're going to see it's kind of maybe a little bit harder to see, but basically what this is just the trailing edge has been relieved off. So just kind of a nice little grind off the back edge, and what that does is it gives me enough bounce so that I can still hit my full shots, but if I need to, I can lean this wedge slightly forward for little pitches and chips, and it'll remove some of that bounce because the grind is missing off the trailing edge. So great for somebody who likes to use their wedge for full shots, but every now and then needs to chip it tight around the green, or if they play at a course where the lies are a little bit tighter. So that's your S grind, trailing edge relief. Then the next grind is the most versatile grind. This is an M grind, and an M grind has heel relief, trailing edge relief like the S grind, and toe relief. So it's basically a half moon all the way around. When you look at it, it almost looks like they ground the front of the wedge, but really they ground the back of the wedge. But the front is smooth in a nice little half moon circle, and then like I said, you'll see the heel, the toe, and the trailing edge has all been relieved off. And then the bounce on an M grind is also lower. So this is like an 8 degree, for instance. So more moderate bounce. So for somebody that is going to take a small divot, maybe not too big of a divot. And again, this wedge is super versatile. I call this the Phil Mickelson style wedge, even though he would use more bounce, but similar style in terms of grind, because when you grind off all this material, it allows you to open the wedge, close the wedge, lean it back, lean it forward, do whatever. So very versatile M grind. So if you're somebody who's like to be, you like to be creative with the way that you chip, the way that you use your wedges, an M grind might be just the thing for you. Now, similar to an M grind is a D grind, but the D grind has the same relief, the heel, the toe, and the trailing edge, but with more bounce. So this might be for somebody who takes bigger divots, really gets into the turf, but still needs that versatility. You know, if I go into a bunker and I need to open the wedge to kind of splash out, then I've got plenty of bounce, but I've also got the versatility of the D grind. So D grind is an M grind with more bounce. And then one of the other bounces that we have is a K grind. Now this bad boy, super wide sole. If you look at the width of this sole compared to this other, these are both 60 degree wedges. And you see that the K grind, again, no grind. This is basically a full sole. It's just a super wide flange wedge. This is for explosions. This is for that guy who struggles out of the sand, struggles out of thick rough, struggles to get the ball up in the air and to get it going towards the target, always kind of just sort of hacking it and really not causing any kind of explosion, not really causing anything to happen. So 14 degrees of bounce, that's a lot. High bounce, big wide flange sole, big explosions. That's what this is for. This is not for the guy who barely brushes the grass and doesn't take a divot, and but this is a full swing wedge. So anyway, that's the basics on the grinds, and again, that's just Vokey's letters that he's using. Other companies are going to use other letters. They might use an X or a C or a M or S, but in other ways, because all these companies kind of trademark all their stuff. But anyway, I digress. If you have any questions about bounce or grind, if you have any questions about what lofts you should be using, come see us at Golf Plus in Panama City or in Dothan. And me or my guys, one of us, we're going to take really good care of you and get you squared away with some new wedges. Thanks a lot. Hey guys, if you like our videos and you like the content that we're creating, we'd love to have you subscribe, hit the like button, check out some of our older videos, go back through our archives. We've got all kinds of cool stuff for you. And also comment and let us know what you want to see in the future, and we'll create new videos just for you.